Howdy, folks, and welcome to Hawkeye. We're here. There's 2 episodes dropping today. Just dropped about 5 minutes ago. 1 and 2. We're going to record 1, release that, and then record 2 and release that. So how's that? I've been looking forward to this. I don't know if it's my most highly anticipated because Hawkeye is not my most highly anticipated character. I think I really was looking forward to WandaVision. Loki was pretty cool. I was intrigued by that. This one looks very actiony, very buddy cop, which is going to be fun. I think. I hope. I hope it's kind of nonstop fun from what we saw in the trailer. So I don't know what else to say other than drive or dive right in. Blah, 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 blah. I just got up from a nap, so I'm a little. I wanted to be rested for this because it's just after midnight here. So anyway, here we go. 49 minutes in this first one, which looks pretty long. Whoops, I didn't want to touch that timeline. I just was thinking about how long the credits were, but I'll figure that out at the end. So here we go. That old familiar intro. Very cool. Did they change the color at all? I thought they might have made it a little purple or something. Oh, we're back to the Avengers. We're getting a little background on our new character.
I know what you're saying when I'm not there.
So she's a daddy's girl? Oh, the invasion of New York. Here it is. Where did they go all of a sudden? I still doesn't understand why. It doesn't explain. And I don't understand why her parents vanished before the explosion even happened. I mean, that explosion, what we're looking at here, just happened. But her parents just vanished. I mean, I get her dad not being there. He might have stepped away or something, but her mother was just there before any explosion happened, and then she was gone. What the heck? Ah, Hawkeye! Oh, this is awesome. I mean, sad for her, but awesome her introduction to Hawkeye and what she saw. But obviously a horrible tragedy, but you know what I mean. There she is.
Have to get out of here. I need a bow and arrow.
Oh, there you go. Interesting intro sequence showing all the stuff we need to know about the point until she's, I guess, well, whatever age she is when the show is on. But her mother helping her getting better and better, her winning awards. Maybe it's the Olympics. I'm not sure. 3rd place, but still pretty good if it's like the Olympics. Getting better. I'm sure we'll have a 1st place here, right? At the end. 2nd place, yeah. Learning martial arts. Fencing. So she's getting the whole thing. Gymnastics, yeah. So she can be as nimble as her hero, I guess. Hawkeye is her hero? Or her father was her hero, but Hawkeye's second best, I guess. He's the next one. I guess technically a role model, right? Because she's trying to be like the hero she saw. Learning trick shots, 1st place. Parkour. Now they said present day. Present day in the Marvel universe, if I'm not mistaken, is like 2024, right? So we went from 2012 to 2024. It's not 2021 in the MCU, right? Well, it's the scene we saw from the trailer where she hits the clock tower, right? She hits the bell with the like the tennis ball arrow. Okay, what did she fix? What did you put on there? So in the trailer, she destroys the bell or the tower even. Clever editing by the Marvel folks. Oh no. It wasn't clever editing. She does destroy it. I was going to say she could get away with it because they could just assume something weird happened, but then I realized they'd find an arrow and suspect an archer, And then she gets just caught, her face lit up by the security officer. So, yeah, she's definitely going down for this. Rogers the musical. There he is. I mean Hawkeye, looking at himself being portrayed up there. Oh. What are they going to say about Hawkeye? No mention of him. Oh no, Nat. He's being reminded of Nat. We'll blame you then, but you're good for now. I know there will be some people watching this, reacting to this, and who will say, I really want to see that musical. I really don't want to see that musical. It's the lamest song in the world. It's interesting that they put that in there. Because there's a lot of fans, right? There were a lot of people who were watching the movie saying, you know what? Thanos might have been right. Thanos might have been the good guy. Thanos was right. Of course, you don't want to say that to Hawkeye, the character, because his entire family was snapped away, right? So there's no way that you can convince Hawkeye that Thanos was right in any way, shape, or form for what he did. But it's interesting that they did acknowledge. I got to think that was kind of an acknowledgement that the fans were screaming that, a lot of fans were screaming that Thanos might have been right. That they threw that little graffiti in there, but they might have thrown it in anyway, but I don't know. But I like to think they did, so that's cool.
Show mom what she's missing. Yeah.
Okay, good. People were wondering why the mom wasn't present in the New York scene. People are speculating that they were divorced, that she was dead. The tone in which he said, "Let's go show mom what she's missing" or whatever, implies to me that they're still together. She's still alive. They're still together. That she just couldn't be there. Okay, so she gets out of it. Any criminal charges with the mother promising. Obviously, if the mother, has contributed money to the college and stuff, they would probably approach her first, and she's agreed to replace it, which gets Kate out of any criminal charges.
What can I do to make it better? I'm coming with me tonight.
Ugh.
Right. Guys, how are you?
Oh, she actually is in. Okay. There was a lot of speculation she wouldn't even be in the series, but she's here. Interesting.
So much.
We missed each other.
I thought Kate had a dress. Didn't her mother say she had a dress to wear to this event? She's wearing a suit. Yeah, I mean, we kind of predicted, at least I'm sure you did too, but I predicted when Mom was saying we have a lot to talk about, you need to come here, and with the whole Rose thing, that it was probably going to be an announcement that they were going to get married, or that they had already been married, one or the other. But they wouldn't have already been married. It would have been a big event, right?
Is there a part of you that could be?
Is Jack going to turn out to be a bad guy so that, in a way, Kate can end up saving her mother from this guy that she doesn't like? I don't know if he's a bad guy or not, but it'd be interesting if he was.
Happy for me? Armand.
So her mother might be the one who is not a nice person? She did something unscrupulous? So she's thinking her mother's not bad, of course, trying to defend her mother. Thinking he's bad, Armand. The third. Oh, is this when Armand meets up with her future father-in-law? No, stepfather, sorry. Father-in-law. Stepfather. And we discover that they're both bad? Some sort of secret meeting down here, huh? And there he is.
$2 million. Do I hear $2 million?
Okay, so it's a secretive auction, kind of a black market auction almost, probably.
$2 million.
Uh-oh. She's caught wind of an attack that's going to happen against these rich folks. So she'll be the hero tonight.
of the Avengers compound. Now,
Oh, it's
you
her.
may recall, the
Well, not her. For some reason, all of a sudden, I was thinking she's like essentially Hawkeye's daughter. So I was going to say that's her father's. No, but this is clearly Hawkeye's or Ronin's.
decimated the criminal form of justice to his
Jack seems to like swords, right? So he's going to bid on this one, I guess.
and his identity can own this.
That was interesting to learn. That it was never publicly known, or even privately or secretly known by organizations or government agencies that you could, steal secrets from. That Hawkeye was Ronin. They don't know.
One-of-a-kind retractable sword.
Okay, it's going down. So is this just a basic robbery? Or are they just basically taking jewels and jewelry and any cash and that sort of stuff? That all they're doing?
To find a watch. Everything else is second.
Okay, a watch. So they're looking for something specific.
There. Let's go, bro.
This is how in the trailer she was pretending to be Ronin. When Hawkeye saw and came to find her. She gets the actual suit. Okay. I'd like to take this moment to, again, talk about the dilemma of trailers, especially for reactors. You want to see the trailer, you want to get hyped, you want to react to it, but it tells you little bits that make you always look. It's like you're studying for the test in school. You're watching for the trailer moments. I don't know what to do about that. Good. At least she's a good mother, and the most important thing to her is Kate, and not Jack. He accidentally flipped him. The watch was from the Avengers compound. Whose watch was that? Think back to Endgame. Anybody have a particular... Tony Stark had a watch. Maybe it's a Tony Stark one. Yeah, it's it. Show your face and have your name be called by all your friends when you're trying to commit some sort of a crime. That's great.
But we're safe.
So she... Oh, okay, yeah. She mentioned when she got to town that she had... I think she mentioned she had an apartment. So she doesn't live with her mother. Okay.
We're safe.
The dog's going to be the hero, of course. He's going to be the star of the show.
Monogrammed butterscotch.
Oh no. Is that Armand?
Armand.
It is.
Oh God.
This is... I've heard people talk about this. I don't remember the exact name, but it's a kind of a mafia of guys who wear tracksuits. Tracksuit mafia, maybe? Apparently they have a beef with Ronan. All she had to do is say she wasn't. But they'd still probably beat her up. Break the windows. They will. Oh, Hawkeye's here. AKA the real Ronin.
For Hawkeye.
And who the hell are you?
That was the end of episode 1. Okay. And they're not gonna have any after credit scenes. Come on, not in the first episode. And they have a second episode that we're gonna get to. So, that was a cool intro. I normally on TV shows where they have to introduce a world, they don't have to introduce the world because we know this world. It's the MCU. It's New York and the MCU. We know what it is. But they have to introduce the characters. And normally when they introduce characters on a show, a lot of shows, I'm thinking back to the Netflix Marvel shows, were notorious for being so slow at introducing characters before they got to anything. I love the pace of this one. Now, it might be the fact that it's only a very short run. Was it 6, 8 episodes, something like that? But I also get the feeling that those who run the MCU, a.k.a. Kevin Feige and those underneath him, know about pacing. Pacing in the MCU has always been awesome. I've loved it. So I was not at all bored learning about these characters and seeing using the intro sequence to show us how she went from a girl who lost her father in the attack on New York in 2012 to who she is now in the quote-unquote present of the MCU. Using the title sequence to do that was brilliant. I love that. I don't need to see all the details of how she won these awards and, what sort of conflict she went through during that time. I don't need to know that. If it's anything is relevant to her character, it'll be brought up. I love that. So we basically just got to get to her now. And I also love that while she's got the martial arts championships, she's got the fencing championships, she's got, the parkour experience, she's got the gymnastics, she's got the archery championships, all that stuff. She's never really used it in fighting, right? Like what Hawkeye could teach her and hopefully will teach her to do. So when we see her in her fights, she never really seems to get the upper hand. Well, she gets away, right? She never really seems to get the upper hand. She just gets away because I think it's a totally different skill set, right? It's a different mentality of her skill set, I guess is the right way to put it. A different application of her skill set that she's never been trained for. She knows how to do all the moves. She knows how to fight. She knows how to throw the punches. She knows how to, use somebody's bigger size against them and that sort of thing from her martial arts experience. But it takes her a while to apply those to the fight because that's not what she's really trained for. Street level fighting for your life sort of stuff that hopefully Hawkeye is going to teach her. But I think this is a great introduction. I love how she stumbled into the Ronin suit, which explains in the trailer why she had it. I love that the destruction of the bell tower was a dare in school because that seemed, when we saw it, it's like, wow, she's taking out a bell tower. Why? Because it was a dare, or she was put up to it. And I also love that, as I predicted, it looks like Jack is bad, and she's now tied up in and wants to solve this mystery of why Armand III was killed, what the deal was, why Jack is... Now, Armand was bled out. It looks like the sword might have done it, so I'm guessing Jack did it. That's my theory. My working theory now is that Jack killed Armand with the sword that he had snuck out, stole, basically. So now that she's in that, she's hopefully going to expose Jack for who he is. Maybe he works works with this mafia, tracksuit mafia. Again, I'll just call him that until I'm clear on what the name really is. From the comics, people were telling us about through, and reacting to the trailer and analyzing the trailer. But now she's Hawkeye's found her. I guess she'll find out pretty soon that he was Ronin. So where it goes from here, maybe it's all the rest of the trailer, because all he really showed in the trailer was this episode, and the stuff with the tracksuit. I'm going to call them the tracksuit mafia, with those guys. So maybe that's just the first two episodes was the trailer. I can't think if there was anything else. There was just a lot of running and fighting from those guys. So maybe the rest of the episodes will be completely new for everybody, and I think that's going to be great if they are. A lot of good action. Like I said, it was kind of that rough action, almost like Daredevil season 1 early episodes where he wasn't perfect at his fighting, but he was still pretty much a fighter. He knew how to do it. She was very much out of her element here. Her training allowed her to survive and escape, but it was still fun action. It was great to see Hawkeye and his family, Clint and his family, and to see all his kids and to see the little one grow up. The one that Nat spoke to his wife's pregnant belly, and said "traitor" when she found out he was a boy. But she never got to meet him. He never got to meet her. That's sad. And a couple of moments where clearly Clint was thinking of Nat, like in the play, and probably also when the Ronin thing happened, he was probably thinking of her because that was the scene where she found him. Yeah, good intro, very good intro. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm gonna get this edited and uploaded, and then I'm gonna head over to the second episode and start recording that reaction. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.